2 pieces of chicken. Same bird, same flour, same skillet, same 15 minutes. That crust come off in 1 sheet and laid down in the grease, and that one never budged. I did not do 1 thing different to the bird. I did 1 thing different before it hit the pan, and it costs only time. You have done it wrong your whole life. So did I, till Mommy showed me. My mommy fried chicken for 20 boarding men in a Letcher County coal camp, and she never lost a crust in her life. Mine fell off for years. These 10 are things she did that near nobody does now, and not one of them is a recipe. That piece with the crust still on it, that is number 2. Now do an old woman a kindness. Tell me what county your people come from, and tap that subscribe. Number 10. She salted the bird the night before. Never just the flour. Everybody salts the flour. That seasons the crust and leaves the meat plain. She salted the chicken itself, all over, and set it in the cold uncovered. Saturday night for a Sunday dinner. It sat there till morning. The salt pulls a little water out of the meat, then goes back in with it, so it seasons the whole way through, and the skin dries out besides. She never knew 1 word of why. She knew Sunday tasted better. So here is how you do it. Salt the pieces tonight and leave them uncovered in the cold. Number 9. The chicken is never covered over in the grease. An inch, maybe an inch and a half of fat, no more than that. Every piece sits half in and half out, with its top side up in the air. The half standing out is a chimney. The steam leaves the meat through it. Sink it under entire, and that steam has nowhere to go but under your crust. And steam under a crust will lift it right off the bird. So here is how you do it. Fat halfway up the bird, not a drop over. Number 8. Skin side down first, and then leave it be. Skin down into the hot fat, laid away from you so it never splashes. And then Mommy put the fork down and walked off. That was the whole of it. Every time you peek, you tear a crust that has not welded yet. It needs 10 unbroken minutes against that iron to set. 10, not 2. And the fat under the skin has to render, which it will not do if you keep moving it. So here is how you do it. Lay it down. Put the fork down. 10 minutes. Number 7. The lid goes on. And then the lid comes off. First side, she put a lid on it. Near nobody does that now. That trapped steam carries heat into the thick of the meat and cooks it through. That is how a thigh comes out done, clear to the bone. But leave it on to the end, and that same steam softens the crust you just built. So the lid comes off when you turn it, and never goes back on. Covered to cook it, open to crisp it, in that order and no other. So here is how you do it. Lid on the first side, off for the second. Number 6. Cold chicken crashes the pan. Put a whole cold bird in at once, and the grease quits bubbling. The fat drops below where it seals, and then the chicken drinks it in instead. That is your greasy chicken. It was never the grease. It was the crowd. Now, Mommy said bring it to room temperature first. I will be straight with you. A bird does not warm up in half an hour. It hardly moves at all. So here is how you do it. 2 batches, room around every piece. That was the frying. From here down is where folks lose a good bird at the end. If you cook at all, subscribe. I put one of these up every few days. Number 5. Dark meat and white meat do not finish together. A breast is done well before a thigh, and everybody fries them together anyway. So you get a dry breast and a thigh nobody will eat. Mommy put the dark meat in first and give it a start on its own. And here is one I take back off her. The old rule was fry till the juice runs clear. It runs clear on meat that is not done, and pink on meat that is.
It tells you nothing. So here is how you do it. Dark meat in first, white meat after, or 2 skillets. Number 4. Never lay a good piece down flat on paper. Paper holds the steam right under the piece it is meant to help. The bottom goes soft while you admire the top of it. Mommy stood hers on a rack over the pan, so air got clean under it, and she never piled it. Every piece you stack steams the one under it. So here is how you do it. A wire rack, pieces apart, nothing over them. Number 3. She cut the bird up herself, and that is why it cooked even. 9 pieces off a chicken. She never once bought it cut up in a tray. And she split the breast, the piece everybody leaves whole and then burns. Pieces near the same thickness finish near the same time. That is the whole of it. The back and the neck go in the pot for the gravy. Nothing wasted. So here is how you do it. Whole bird, joint it yourself, split the breast. Number 2. Now, them 2 pieces on my plate, same bird, same flour, same skillet, same 15 minutes in it. This one went from the flour straight in the grease, the way you always do. This one, Mommy floured, set on a rack, and left alone. Half an hour. That is the whole secret, and it is not a thing you buy. Watch what it does. The flour goes from dry powder to damp and near sticky. The flour is drinking the wet off the skin, swelling, turning to paste. Dry powder cannot stick to anything. Paste is glue, and glue is what holds a crust. That is the difference between a crust and a coat that falls in the pan. 30 years I fried chicken before she told me. 30. So here is how you do it. Flour it, stand it on a rack, walk off half an hour. Number 1 is not a trick, and it is the one I most wanted to tell you. The platter come to the table, and you knew where you stood by what was on it. Daddy got a breast. The working man got the breast. Not up for discussion. We got the legs. Company got a thigh, put on their plate for them. And when it come round to Mummy, there was a back and a neck left. Every Sunday of my whole childhood, she took the back and the neck, and she said every time that the back was the sweetest eating on the bird. I believed her till I was near 40 years old. It is not. It is the poorest piece on the whole chicken, and she knew it. There was a woman in every house up this holler eating the back off that platter, so fry it right. But when you set it down, watch who takes what is left. So here is my challenge. Pick one, only one. Flour your chicken and let it stand half an hour before it sees the grease. Or salt the bird tonight for tomorrow and leave it uncovered in the cold. Or put a lid on the first side and take it off for the second. Then come sit with me down in the comments. I want the particular thing. Who fried the chicken in your house? And what piece did she keep? Tell me the piece. I read every one of them myself, and I am writing them down. Because none of this was ever wrote down. It lived in one kitchen at a time. It went out of them kitchens one woman at a time, and nobody wrote a word. Mama knew. Now you know.